right now, we're going to be doing a few problems where we're making sure we know how to graph things accurately. All right, this is graph this particular function. Now, even before I graph it, I can tell you two things about this function. One of the two things is I know there's going to be a 0 here and a 0 here. There's going to be a 0 at -2 and -6. So I know my graph, when I'm done with it, will have a 0 at a -2, and the other 0 will be at a -6. Why will I know there's going to be a 0 there? Because -2 plus 2 is 0, and -6 plus 6 is 0. So when all is said and done, that will go through those 2 points. Okay? I also know what my y-intercept will be. Okay? How can I figure out my y-intercept? If I take the 2 and I multiply it to the 2, all right, that's 4. All right, I multiply that by a 6. Oh my gosh, it's all the way up to 24. So my y-intercept will be way, you won't even be able to plot it. It will be way up here at a 24. So my c value, which is always your y-intercept, will be all the way up at a 24. So I won't be able to plot that point. What we're going to do is we're just going to go to Desmos, because that's something you're allowed to use. We're going to go ahead and type it in right now. Okay? So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to type it into Desmos. I'm going to put, you don't even have to do y equals. So I'm just going to do 2 parentheses x plus 2. And then open parentheses, and I'll just put in x plus 6. All right, so automatically, what do you see? There's a -2, 0. There's a -6, 0. All right. Hey, look where my vertex is. -4, -8. So now I have 3 points. Once you have 3 points, can you plot a parabola, a quadratic function? You can plot it. So we're going to take those 3 points, and we're just going to go and we're going to plot them. And that's it. All right. So we said one was at what? -4, -8. And then one of my zeros was at a -2. And you see how the other zeros right here at a -6. All right. So let me review once again what I did. I went to Desmos. I typed it in. Found my vertex. By the way, this vertex is also known as a minimum. Okay. So just in quick review, this is known as the minimum. This is a 0. This is another 0. Now, what is the line that passes through it? Just in a quick review, if I were to split this, that's the axis of symmetry. Now, if it asked me for the axis of symmetry, then my answer would actually be x equals -4. That would be the equation for the axis of symmetry, the line that passes through the vertex. All right? But we don't have to know all that for what we're doing. All we're doing is graphing it, check, 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 and then that's it. All right, so just type it in, find your vertex. All right, now what if you couldn't plot your vertex? Okay, do you guys see this little gear symbol right here? All right, hit the gear symbol, make a table, and now look, you can see all the points that you could plot. Now you can't plot all those, but you can type in another point. Okay, you can type in a -3. And that gives you a point. You can type in I wonder what's going to happen for a -4. Oh, it's going to be a... So you can make a table and then add numbers to that table to find points that you can plot. And as you do that, look what happens. As you're doing it, maybe you'll see it better this time. Ready? Watch. -5, boom. That's what I like Desmos. As you're doing it, you see immediately the result of the ordered pair. Okay? All right, so that's what you guys do on that one. Now we're going to go over to the next one, which is a little bit trickier. It says word problems. Okay? So if you would, I'm going to pause the video and let you guys write certain things down. All right, so in this problem, it says the company's annual profit in millions of dollars as a function of the app price is modeled by this particular function. Okay? Which app prices will result in, here's the key thing, 0 annual profit. Like if you make no money. Now basically, you break even. You don't make any money, you have a profit of 0. All right? Profit equals revenue minus cost. That's what profit equals. Revenue minus cost. So we're looking for a revenue minus cost that equals a 0. So basically, what are we looking for? We're looking for the zeros of the function. That's it. Okay? So if that function represents profit, we're looking for the zeros. So now all we do is we just go over here. You guys have it written down, so we go over to Desmos. I'm going to clear this out. Okay. Clear that out. There we go. Over here, I'm going to type in a -2. Now, I don't have to do p of x. That's just why -2 parentheses. What was it? X minus what? X minus 3. And then was it x minus 11? Okay. So x minus 11. Okay, right there. Okay, so right here. So right now, now, listen, you could get the exact same problem, okay? And it could say, hey, what would they have to sell the app for to get maximum profits? So, if they wanted to make the maximum profits, what are they going to sell the app for? They're going to sell the app for $7, and look at what their profit's going to be, $32 million. So it says, what would they sell it for maximum profit? The answer would be x equals 7. But that's not what they're asking. They're saying, hey, when is the profit going to be 0? If they sell it for $3, or if they sell it for $11. If they sell it for too little, they won't offset the cost. If they sell it for too much, people won't buy it and they won't offset the cost. All right. So in this particular question, the answer is going to be 3 and 11. I'm going to type it in. 3 and 11. That's it. We'll do one more. Okay? We'll do one more.
The exact same problem.
All right.
It's just asking a different type of question.
Okay. Well, hey, I'll just talk about what it's asking. Okay. So right now, if you guys would pause it, would you guys write that? All right. In this problem, it says Simon has 160 meters of fencing to build a rectangular garden. The garden's area in square meters as a function of the garden's width, W, in meters is modeled by this equation. What width will produce the maximum garden area? Now, something you need to know about Desmos, all right? It does not graph in terms of W. It graphs in terms of what is x. So watch this. I want you guys to change this to this. Instead of a of W, put a of x equals negative x, parentheses, x minus 80. All right? Now, what does x represent in our problem? X represents the width. All right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look for what's called the maximum garden area. Now, what do you think the word maximum is referring to? What point do you think we're going to be looking for for the maximum area? Point. The highest point? What do we call the highest point or the lowest point?
The vertex.
The vertex. So we're going to be searching for the vertex.
Solution.
No. The solution is where the zeros are. The vertex is the highest point or the lowest. So I'll draw it. It's either the highest point, that's the maximum, or the minimum would be the lowest point. You got the max, and you got the minimum. Okay, for those of you who are like, okay, what's he talking about? What's this thing called vertex? Okay, so here we go. We're going to type this in. Clear this out. All right, I'm going to delete that. Delete that. And then was it x minus 40? 8. X minus 8, like that, I believe. Let me look real quick. All right, negative. Okay. You can leave the parentheses. It's not going to impact it. I'll just write it exactly. Now I'm at home. Wow, I got to zoom out here. I got to zoom out. Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay, so now, what is going to produce, what width will produce the maximum area? Okay, that's what you got to ask yourself. So this is your x value. This is your y value. When the width is equal to 40, what is the area equal to of that rectangle? 1,600 meters squared. So when the width is 40 meters, the area is 1,600 meters. Okay? So this right here, this is what's called the maximum. See how easy it is? And with Desmos, you can just zoom out until you find your maximum. So what number am I going to type in for the width? I'm going to type in a 40. That's it. Well, what width will produce the maximum garden area? A width of 40. And that's what it's asking you to find. Okay? So those are the problems that you're going to have to figure out. What are you going to have to do? What was the only things that we looked for? We looked either for the vertex, right? Or what else did we look for? We looked for the zeros. Okay? So you got to ask yourself, am I looking for zeros or am I looking for the vertex? And that's it.